Hi, I'm Padmaja, Assistant Professor, MCA Department, SITAMS. Today I'm going to give brief introduction to SQL. So before going to SQL, let us see what is DBMS. So the full form of DBMS is Database Management Systems. So what is Database Management Systems? System which is used to manage the database is called Database Management System. Then what is database? Database is collection of related data. For example, if you take college database, all the data that is related to the college, we call it as college database. So the data, student data, faculty data, class data, fees data, all the data that is related to the college, we call it as college database. If we take hospital database, all the data that is related to the hospital, like patient data, doctor data, medicine data, all these collectively we call it as a hospital database. So every organization is having database. If an organization is having database, then for sure it needs a software to manage that database. So DBMS is such software which is used to manage the database. The commonly used DBMS are Oracle and MySQL. Then what is SQL and what is the relationship between DBMS and SQL? Many of us gets confused with DBMS and SQL. So both are not same, and the purpose of DBMS and SQL is different. Let me explain the difference between DBMS and SQL with this diagram. So hope we all know what is database. Database is nothing but collection of related data. If we have database, then we need a DBMS to manage that database. So we have a database and we have a DBMS to manage the database. If you have a software to manage this database, then we need a language to communicate with this software. SQL is one such language which is used to communicate with this DBMS. Or otherwise we can say SQL acts as an interface between user and any DBMS. So only with the help of software we can't do anything. Software with language we can achieve the database management. Okay, so hope you all know the difference between, you all understood the difference between DBMS and SQL. DBMS is the software which is mainly used to manage the database. SQL is the language through which we can communicate with that particular software. So SQL, the full form of SQL is Structured Query Language, and that language again divided into three sub-languages, mainly three sub-languages, that is data definition language, data manipulation language, and data control language. So first we'll see what is data definition language. So this is, as I said, this is sub-language of SQL, and this language contains commands like create, alter, and drop. All these commands deals with structure of the table. So you should know what is table and what is database. According to SQL definition, database is collection of tables, and this is one table and this is another table and this is class table and this we call it as enroll table. Before having data, we need to create structure of the table. Once the structure is created, then we can have data in the table. So for creating such structure, we need a command, and create is the command through which we can create structure of the table. Once the structure is created, we can modify the structure of the table using alter command. And drop is the command which is used to drop the structure of the table. So all these three commands deals with structure. So DDL is sub-language of SQL which contains commands that deals with structure of the table. Once the structure is created, then we need to insert data to the structure. We can insert data to the structure of the table using insert command. Once data is inserted into the table, if you want to modify the data in the table, we can do with the help of the update command. If you want to remove data from the table, we can do it with the help of the command delete. If you want to retrieve data from the table, we can do with the help of the select command. So all this select, insert, update, delete commands deals with data. So that is the main difference between DDL and DML. DDL language contains commands that deals with structure of the table. DML language contains commands that deals with data. DCL, TCL, we'll see later. These are the languages which contains commands that are used to control the data. This we'll see later. First, let us see the commands under DDL. So create command, as I said, that is used to create the structure of the table. So each command has a syntax and we need to follow the syntax before performing that task. So create command syntax, create table, table name, and we need to specify the column definition. So the column definition includes name of the column, data type, and size. For example, if you want to create a table called EMP with two columns like e-number and e-name, e-number column should accept numbers up to 4 digits and e-name column should accept alphanumeric characters up to 15 characters. Then we have to write the query like create table EMP. This is first column definition and this is second column definition. First column definition includes column name, data type, size. Second column definition includes column name, data type, and size. This is how we can create the structure of the table. Next, after creating structure of the table, if you want to modify the structure of the table, like adding new columns, modifying the data type of the existing columns, removing the existing columns, or modifying the column name. So these type of modifications we can do with the help of the command called alter. So alter command is used to modify the structure of the table. What are all the things we can do with the help of alter command? We can add a single column or multiple columns to the existing table. You can modify a particular column or columns, data type and or size. In the sense, you can modify data type and size at a time, or you can modify either data type or size of the columns. You can drop a column or columns from the table. You can rename the column or column names. So let us see how to add a column or columns to the existing table. So the syntax doesn't make much difference. It has a slight difference and that we have to understand. So for example, if you want to add a single column to the table, the syntax is alter table, table name, add keyword, and the column which we want to add, the data type and size of the column. For example, if you want to add Sal column to the existing EMP table, then we have to write the query like alter is the keyword, table is the keyword, the table on which we want to add the column, add keyword, the new column name, data type and size. If you want to add multiple columns, the same syntax we have to follow. The only things is, since we have to add multiple columns, all the column definition should be kept in the braces. That's all. This braces is the only difference between these two syntax. So then how to modify a column? In the sense, you can modify the column's data type and size. Both we can do at a time, or we can do either data type modification or size modifications. Here I have given how to modify the columns data type. Alter table, table name, modify the existing column name, new data type, and the old size. For example, if I want to change the data type of E number from number to varchar 2, I have to specify the new data type here. With this, the data type of E number is changed from numeric to varchar. Similarly, I can change the size of the existing column. So the syntax is alter table, table name, modify the column name, data type, and the new size. For example, in our EMP table, the existing size of ename column is 15. Now I want to increase the size of ename column from 15 to 23. Here I have given the new size. That's all. So if you want to modify multiple columns, just we have to put the column definitions in the braces. That is the only difference between single column and multiple columns. So this is how we can modify a column's data type and or size. Similarly, we can remove a column or columns from the existing table. How to remove a single column? The syntax is alter table, table name, drop column keyword and the column which we want to remove from the table. For example, if I want to remove E number column from the table EMP, alter table, table name, drop keyword, the column which we want to remove from the table. By this, we can remove this column from the table. If we want to remove multiple columns from the table, the syntax, just the syntax difference, alter table, table name, drop, don't use the keyword column, just give braces, Here, for example, I want to remove two columns from the table like e-name and designation. So I didn't mention the keyword column over here. Check the syntax difference. Here we have to mention column keyword. Here no need to mention the column keyword. Just put all the columns in the braces. Automatically the columns which are mentioned in the braces will be removed from the table. Similarly, you can rename the column name. For example, if you want to rename the column name Sal to salary, you can give the syntax as alter table name, rename keyword, column keyword, old column name to new column name. So besides this, we have one more DDL command, that is drop command. You can drop the complete structure of the table by using drop command. The syntax is just drop table name. By that, the complete structure of the table will be removed. And so let us have a query session. Before going to query session, so I would like to explain three basic data types of SQL. One is numeric, another one varchar2, another one data type. So lot of data types are there in the SQL, but the basic data types are numeric, varchar2 and date. For example, if I want to create a table student with 3 columns, student number, student name and date of birth, student number should accept numbers and student name should accept alphanumeric characters and date of birth should accept date. So if I want to create this table, so this is the query we have to write. Create table name is student, and this is first column definition, column name, and it should accept numbers up to 2 digits. Second column definition, column name, varchar2 15, and this is third column definition, the column name and the data type is date. So these are the queries which you have to practice in order to learn DDL commands. Thank you. Next video, we will continue with the DML language.